documenting it. And I'm telling you, folks, as a fellow YouTuber, this makes things difficult sometimes when you're trying to show a skill, because now you got to worry about, oh, my battery's about to die. Oh, my, you know, it just raises the variables of things that could go wrong. And I honestly think, without a doubt in my mind, and I could be right and I could be wrong, I don't know, but I think that that's what happened. I think she was so busy trying to do a good job putting out this incredible content that, you know, she got complacent for a split second, and bam, axe to the hand, to the bone. I had an incident similar. Of course, I'm not on a show, but I had my knife, right? I had a Condor bush lore. This is the blade right here. This is the spine of the blade, and this is the sharp side of the blade. Okay, and I was doing a video, and I had some char cloth, and I had my flint, and I was sitting here striking the blade, and I was trying to capture it. And I was looking at the viewfinder, you know, and I'm sitting here trying to show flint and steel, and I don't know what happened, but at some point my hand went down and my finger came up into the blade and it cut to the bone. And I don't know if you can see the scar or not. You know, it's kind of small, but it did cut to the bone. That video obviously never aired, but unfortunately I wasn't on the show like alone, and if I had been, I'm sure you guys would have saw that. You know, again, I was trying to document something, and you know, I should have, 9 times out of 10 when I make flint and steel with the spine of my knife, I take my char cloth on the top of a piece of wood and I stick my knife down into it, and then my knife does not move. But this day I was holding my knife up, you know, and I was trying to do it, and I cut to the bone. And obviously all the filming stopped. It turned into a first aid scenario at that point. I had to go take care of my wound, and so I understand what's going on with Mary Kate, and that's what I think happened to her. I really do. Now, the cool thing about this situation of her cutting her hand is they give the crew, they give the cast first aid. You know, they give them, you know, they get like 2 air horns for the bears. They give them bear spray. They give them a first aid kit, and they got all this camera gear. They have a lot of stuff that they're responsible for. They have, I think it's like 2 different radios, one that they can tap out on, and the other one's like a satellite phone or something. I can't remember exactly, and don't quote me because I could be wrong. But I think, you know, they have, so the good thing is she had first aid equipment with her. Now that wound, it was deep. It looked bad, from what I could tell. And she kind of got excited for a second, which we all do. Look at my dog back there over my shoulder. Goofball. So we all get kind of excited when we get cut or when something like that happens, you know. And the bad part about that is it elevates our heart rate, which pumps the blood out more. So hopefully she was able to kind of settle back down, and the show kind of ended right there. They left us hanging. The production crew, they did a good job leaving us hanging. Now I'm hungry for episode 3, you know, I can't wait. So, I can't remember if it was Nicole, we haven't seen her yet, or if it was Mary Kate. I know it wasn't Tracy, but it was one of those 2 women. It was either Nicole or Mary Kate. I'm thinking it was Mary Kate. I could be wrong. But one of those women was very big into wild medicinals and wild edible plants. So if it was Mary Kate, maybe she'll find a wild medicinal. Maybe there's some bone set. I don't know if there's any, because bone set's good for bleeding, you know, stopping bleeding and stuff. I don't know if bone set is prevalent in Vancouver. I have no idea. And honestly, I don't really, if it was sitting here growing right next to me, I don't know if I would notice it, because I'm barely scratching the surface of starting to learn wild medicinals and wild edibles. So I don't know. my suggestion, or what I would probably thinking about doing if I was her, is I would find some good cold, purified water, and I'd pour that water on that wound in hopes that the cold from the water would tighten up the capillaries and help stop the bleeding. Something like that might help. I'd try to slow down my heart rate. And that wound's going to be something that's going to be a factor now to her survivability, because she's going to have to cycle, in my opinion. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nurse, but here's my opinion. When you have a wound like that, you got to cycle between being wet and dry, wet and dry. You got to keep it clean. That's a humid environment. That wound could be a factor, because it's definitely going to slow her down, and it's definitely going to be another thing that she's going to have to add to her list. She's out there trying to survive. She's trying to film it, document it. Now she's got to worry about a wound. It's going to add, and she's thinking in the back of her mind, she's thinking about her girls at home. Could this be Mary Kate getting thin, getting ready to tap? I don't know. I have faith. I honestly love the cast. I think they picked, and it's hard to picture any of them tapping out. It really is. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is Nicole and Jose. We haven't seen them, and we know it's on day 7. So when episode 3 comes out, I'm hoping that we get to see them, because I'm curious as to what their approach is. We haven't seen Larry this episode. We haven't seen Tracy. Desmond's gone. Who else? Yeah, so I'm excited. So folks, I want to say thank you for joining me today on my thoughts on episode 2 of season 2 of Alone. I hope you got some good, useful information. My apology if the video was long-winded. I'm just trying to communicate with you guys and give you guys my thoughts, my input. Take it or leave it. I'm not a survival expert by any means. I'm just a YouTube guy that knows a little bit of skill. And yeah, let's do what Wolf Customs recommends. I agree with them 100%. We're not out there. We have to trust their judgment. It's easy to sit here and say, well, he should have done that. He's an idiot because he didn't do that. It's easy to do that. Let's respect this cast. Let's respect the crew, because there's a reason they're out there. They were picked to go out there for a reason, and we have to respect that. They're human beings. They're giving you insight on their life. This is their life. It's not just a TV show, folks. These people, they have real feelings. They have real families, real problems, real successes, and we need to respect that. We really do. We need to respect that. We need to respect that, you know, and we need to thank these people for going out there and putting it all out there on the line for our entertainment. That's hard to do, and I give every one of them credit. I really do. So again, thanks for watching. I'll see you on episode 3 sometime next week. It comes out Thursday, so there might be a video Friday, Saturday, something like that, depending on my work schedule. So again, thanks for watching, folks. If you haven't got into my MSR stove giveaway contest, go get in on that. And we'll see you next time. Episode 3 is coming up. Thanks. Bye.